girl in a danger and the man just give her a knife and walk away and go play a game. Really? Yes, my friends, we're there again. And today it's all about Willy's Wonderland. Yeah, and what kind of show this now? Alright, this is a thriller, action, horror, comedy. Yeah, all of that wrap up in a one. I'm gonna tell you, it's ridiculous. But for some strange reason, I like it. It's ridiculous in a good way. I'm gonna tell you, it's a B movie. You see me? I don't know, whole heap of money spent on it. I think I just $5 million US was the budget. But they made good use of the money, right? Because first of all, the movie centers around a lot of puppets, right? Approximately 8 of them. They call them animatrix robots, right? And they look fairly impressive. I mean, it's not the best puppets you have seen in a movie, but they definitely could have passed. And the overall look of the movie, you know, the lighting and everything, it was fairly well. You know, no complaints. Well, anyway, as I was saying, this movie was co-starred by Emily Toster, who played Liv, who was the leader, somewhat, of the little gang of 6, who was planning to burn down the amusement building and, you know, save the day. And it was starred by none other than Nicolas Cage. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna go get my Nicolas Cage look. Just kidding. So, Willy's Wonderland actually reminds me of 4 different movies. And coincidentally, 2 of those movies are starred by said Nicolas Cage. Now, what are the odds in that? And those 4 movies are 1. Drive Angry, which was released in 2011, and 2. Child's Play, yes, Chucky, which was released in 1988. And, would you believe it, people? More coincidence. Guess what? The following 2 movies were released on the same dates of consecutive years. Those 2 movies are Mandy, which was released on September 13, 2018, and Haunt, H-A-U-N-T, which was released on September 13, 2019, which was Friday the 13th, actually. And how do I compare this movie to those movies? Well, first of all, the car that was punctured in the beginning of the movie is very similar. In my opinion, it looks similar to the car in Drive Angry. And Nicolas Cage was driving the hell out of that car, just like in Drive Angry. And how does it relate to Mandy? Yeah, the same rage, you know? That rage that he had in Mandy, you know, this crazy, hardly, I mean, it doesn't really speak. Yeah, just the same. And by the way, in this movie, very strange, Nicolas Cage don't say a word. I mean, literally, it doesn't say one word in the entire film. And the movie doesn't even set it up as if he's dumb. You really don't know if he's a mute or not. He just doesn't speak the entire movie. And that was a first for me, and it was interesting. And how was it like Child's Play? You know, in Jamaica we call it Chucky. You know, and I even know say a Child's Play really name. We just know say a Chucky. Take a look at this scene.
S'accusen te mig på demon. Mortis men det var korde mi roche. Det lei por te passe gembela. S'accusen te mig på demon. Det lei por te passe gembela. Det lei por te passe gembela. Det lei por te passe gembela. Det lei por te passe gembela.
Right. So, part of what happens in this movie, Willy's Wonderland, is that the previous owner of said Wonderland, the amusement place, was once a cultist, right? He and the people who he ran the amusement place with, they were all members of a cult. They did black magic. And after numerous reports of wrongdoings that were happening at the place, right? And, you know, people dying and all kind of stuff. The police finally came to shut it down. So the owner and his friends decided that they weren't going to be arrested, neither were they going to be killed, right? So what they did was perform a similar ritual as what happened in Child's Play, and transferred their consciousness and their spirit over to these robots, right? And so they lived on in the robots, and then now the robots would come alive and continue carrying out these killings. So that's how the similarity with Child's Play come in. And then there are these kids who took it upon themselves that, you know what, they're gonna burn this place down. And it just so happens that all of this is happening at the same time. On the same day they decide to go and burn down this place is the same day this man's car tire gets punctured and he's gone to the place to clean it up in return to get his car fixed. But it just so happens that the guy has no money to pay for his car being fixed, right? So he bargains to go and clean up this abandoned, what do you call it? Something like a Disneyland, you know. In Jamaica, it would be Coney Park or Coney Island, right? But it's abandoned, you know. It has been left alone and locked up, right? But the owner is planning on reopening. So the man who owns the garage, the workshop, knows the man who owns the amusement center. So a link was made and some introductions done, and the guy for the car agrees to go and work off his debt, right? Clean up this place in return to get his car fixed. But there's a lot going on in the background, right? Him going into that place to clean it up, he's not supposed to leave the place alive. And what do I think about this movie? It was hilarious in some parts. I mean, there's even this part where he stares down, I believe it's a painting of a bunny rabbit, right? That's on the outside of the building, just before he goes into the building. Take a look at this. Ridiculous, right? So, Willy's Wonderland 2021. Have you seen it? If not, do go see it. And if you have, or whenever you do, leave a comment below and tell me what are your thoughts about the movie. Oh, and one more thing. Willy's Wonderland was written by G.O. Parsons and directed by Kevin Lewis. Not Kevin Simpson. No, not me. Kevin Lewis. Okay? I'm Sample. And do remember, press like, press the subscribe button, press the bell, and press ALL all. Okay? See you next time.